It's been a nice time. I think it's time to finally do something with each other. So, hello everyone. It's I, Mr. Monochrome, uh, friend of the server, 2D Battery, made this list putting every release from the NR. So, we're gonna rank them, from the most impactful to the least impactful. It's always exciting when we get good cards, and surprised to say, we got a lot of good cards. This might be the most powerful year for NR, so I'm excited to share it. So, without question, let's go. Ah, I'm gonna think of it as the system of viability rankings for any format. We're gonna put an extra tier actually. This is gonna be S plus. And below we're gonna put this is gonna be S minus, and then we're gonna go A plus, B, and you have the idea. We're gonna be I don't know, see. Oh, I don't know below. A B C D. And we're gonna toy around. So I think the releases are unorganized. So I don't exactly remember what we got at start of year or the end of year. I definitely remember the cards that we recently got. But anyways, um, let's go with this guy. This guy is so bad. It's like a rank 1 or a rank 4 that boosted the attack. It's kind of cool. But the problem is that we have so many cards that do what this guy does that it's not even worth considering. Tiki curves. I'm actually gonna put it in C tier. It has got some neat application in searching insect like through Draco, certain piles of trap, but it's too specific for it to be super specific. There's a card, hello. There's a card that we can skip right through it to recontextualize a lot of these trap cards. But overall, it's just a niche card, but it got a solid niche. It's just very specific. I'm gonna put Sudden Thorn, Sudden Swamp Summon in S tier. This card is amazing. I think I'm gonna open Master Doom Meta. So good, you know. Basically, Rodas for a continuous trap that summons itself, and when a card really is destroyed, you can target it and add a copy of it. So it's a lot of it's an engine in of itself. Remember Dark Factory more production? Well, we got basically Dark Factory 2 or more production. It's more cost, it's more specific, but it's super generic still. So for that reason, it's going next year. I think this card will change the meta. No, it's gonna be correct. Jump right into it because some cards we have to talk in conjunction. This Six Samurai support. This is the Six Sam support. It's not bad, honestly. The problem is that it has is more related to the list, but Tactical Train of Six Samurai is a good card, and it searches a six strike card. This card is basically either Book of Moon or Monster Reborn. So this is a solid engine. It actually got tops, when it came out by Destiny and other Infernoble players. So it was a really strong variant. It just fell down in popularity, but the deck is still solid. It has a good niche in the meta. It's a release that was impactful and it didn't like twisted a grain around it. It was a well addition to the meta game. That's why it's going in A plus. I could organize this list better. Let's start taking out some cards. The performable support unfortunately did nothing. We're gonna put an F tier in the cards that are actually detrimentally bad. We can talk a little bit about the Ignister support. B tier is gonna put them just like facility hole. Just talk about the material actor primary feature. This is crazy. This was a really good tier for us. You know what? I'm gonna jump actually Beast of Tower. Beast of Tower is an free agent. It's a level 7 that is basically a Pancratops of any Pancratops the format that it competes with Kashira over. You know? But it has advantages, You control monsters, you can special summon it. The first time will be destroyed by component card effect if it's not, so it has like a really good protection versus torrential tribute, trap hole if you face it, combat, and either player can target other monsters with a quick spell card or effect. So you will think this card is really good because it's a Labyrinth card that serves as a solution to answer in 6 Samurai and Inferno. Um, it kinda is. It's not spectacular, It's a level 7 free dark body, but that's just it, It's one card alone. I think for that reason I'm gonna leave it in B tier for now. I can definitely see it dropping down in C, but it's a really good card in draft. We have a draft format inside, and that's really good. Oh, let's talk about Chainbeat. Let's talk about Chainbeat Turbo. So this card is a package, it's an engine that gives you a boss monster basically, So if you're any familiar with the Metamorph, we have Zoa. Yeah, but Soa is basically again a free summon as a build body. Level 7 is very important in this format. You got Baleflake Stormwind and level 6, which has become really good thanks to Crazy Beast. You got the trap card that summons Baleflake Swordsman. So basically, you have an engine that you can play in Findex. You can play in decks that searches Fire Machine, which is actually possible. You can play the Metal Foes cards and Psychic Processor. Target one of your Psychic, searches a machine, and then you have this engine. And these guys just change it. Whenever a monster or a card effect is activated, it gains attack and then it deals 500 more of damage. And this can be very annoying versus combo decks. Uh, so it's gonna be specific. I'm gonna put this guy in A tier. Probably S minus. Not because these are always worth considering if you have a slot, because these are free. But Soa, in of itself, stands in a similar place to Star Wars, in my opinion. This guy's gonna end up dropping in C tier, Jesus Christ. This is gonna be like a B minus card when we end the format. Oh, let's talk about Red Lotus. Red Lotus is great. I fucking love Red Lotus. This is a card that basically, alongside Primary How, which we can talk about right now, Primary How and Primary Roar, is the normal monster support that we got in the format. This guy basically is a Fire Warrior, which is a very important attribute in this format, that shuffles normal monsters to special summon itself, and then it can pop a monster and then revive a normal monster. It has to revive a normal monster, but this card is great. In this card, Primate How changed the way normal monsters interact in the format. Even not even with normal monsters, like just Dino issues alone make Primate How a super good card. So this is what I'm gonna do. I think Primate How is gonna go in next year. This card is great. It's amazing even. Any deck that can play a normal monster is the reason why you play normal monster is because Primate How. Red Lotus is a nice bonus, it's a nice addition to it. I think it's a very powerful boss monster, but it doesn't see as much play as you want to. But the card is good. Maybe for that reason it should go to A minus, B. It serves a niche. Primal Roar is not as good. It's a counter trap that negates summons while you control a normal monster. Could be better. Could be better. But you can still play it. Like this card is placing Phantasm Spiral, which is funny. Oh, let's talk about the Materia Actors piles. So we got a new deck basically. Let's see if I can find it. We have the Kristen, we got you, and then you. So basically, we got these cards in the same pack, and we also got these cards, I think separately, but not too far off. So let's start with Materia Actor Crystal, because this is basically a new deck. Um, we got almost everything to make a rank 3 axis, like an XC 3 axis deck, and it's great. Uh, on this guy can special summon himself to the reactor on normal summon, grabs a monster, and searches this guy. This guy can discard a card to special summon itself and then search a vanilla. And you can discard Christian Swagger to search the pop card, the card that pops. And this is a really good engine. Like Kristen now his play. It's his play a little bit in a boring way, some people will say, but it's his play because we have the keys. We have Kristen Trisber, Kristen Smiger, Kristen Cluster, It's a deck that basically has infinite grind if it's allowed to. Like you can even usually Dynamo Issues was the card that holds the format, but now you cannot banish it because this card prevents your monster from getting banished. That's really good protection. So I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna say Kristen is an S tier. This card like revolutionized the way a deck completely, and the fact that it's not in the tier list is a little bit baffling. The Kristen, I think they're great. I think they're great at each other. Three axes. Even independently, they're very strong, impenetrable. The thing is, they're not in play right now, and you will see why. Because maybe we can skip on the obvious S plus tiers. But we have to talk about the tier actors. The material actor are no material actor, Genesis. So the Genesis are great, and they have some really niche utility. They are objectively powerful, but they haven't seen play in many decks. They basically only been constrained into the Crystal deck, But Infernoble can play with Genesis Warrior for a bounce. This is a winged dragon, so it's technically searchable with your armed dragons, but you should also be bad, so that's not likely. They are really good materials for Sartic tribunes. They're level 8. There's very niche utilities, but in general, you have to think of it as they're just really good, solid guys. If you want, you could play a Kaiju deck, but I don't think people have been doing that. Also, since they can only come back if they're sent to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, that limits a little bit of them, of their potential play. They're still really good. I'm gonna put them in A plus. I'm gonna put them in A plus. This is the other card. This is straight up banned. This card is so good that it got banned. Dragon Mind. It was the Omni Negate that hold this deck together. That's why it was tier 1 for a while. It's too good. This card is too good. Probably we should reach that S tier from those cards. So yeah, Dragon's Mind gonna be the S plus. Just a powerful card. Honestly, you be antithetical to the format. Some people might say. I think it's cool. I think it's also really powerful. So I don't blame people. Oh yeah, we got Minimalism. Minimalism is a nice card. It's neat. I like it. It's really good card for. It was a really good card for mutants. In fact, it came out with another card that was supposed to help mutants. Different dimension. This card is a little bit cool. Basically, it's a continuous spell that when it triggers whenever you banish a spell card. So this card is really cool. If a card is banished from the higher field, you're gonna play one of the effects. It has to banish to activate a monster effect, so it's very specific. It's basically mutant card. But it allows you to draw 2 cards, banish a monster on the field, or to negate the effect of a face's spell trap. It's neat. It's a really cool card. But it stands short, unfortunately, because mutant decks, like, it's a good card. Like, these cards are objectively good, but they don't do enough. I don't think they do enough, unfortunately. Piece of Tower. Minimalism is objectively a good card because it helps also in other decks like Super Quantal. It's just another starter, like card is good. If we get more psychics in the future, this card is gonna get better. Dimensional Strike is a little bit stuck right now in the place it is iffy. Unfortunately, this card is basically like a chain. It's like a burn card. It triggers when a monster effect is activated to deal burn damage. It's an odd card. I kind of like it. I have never experimented with it though, but I like the concept. We should start. We should go in order. Here's the. Here's some of the psychic support cards. I mean, psychic support cards, the cybers cards. Let me see if I can gather them all together. I know you might be thinking about the elephant in the room. Just give me some time. I wanna go slow and steady. We have to talk about the Dragon. I don't remember this card. I'm gonna immediately put it here. Oh, this is Puppet Shark. Puppet Shark is cool. I wanna put it in C, but it hasn't justified it. These cards. The thing that is preventing Puppet Shark to put it in C tier is that at least this card has in play. This card not so much. It's a cool card. It reminds me to the Materia Actor support. But there's not much here. It's a neat effect. Detach a material for a monster. Excavate to 4 cards. Choose one. Place just one of them. It's neat. It's like a really cool card. It just hasn't seen play. I think it's a really cool card. I don't know. If you can find something to do, go ahead. Wolverines is like probably the worst card that we got in that is banned. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna make an A minus roll if I can. I don't think I can. Check this out. I accommodated the list a little bit. But yeah, Whirlwind is basically Macrocosmos, but during your opponent's turn only. Some people say that this is a little bit unfair, some people say this is like other cards go first. Either way, we have a strict philosophy towards floodgates. I think this card deserves a shot to be tested. But as it is right now, on paper it's a really strong card. No doubt. I don't think it's like the end of BO. And this card is banned. So there's not much else to say. I forgot to put Iron Man Incoming Machine. This card is probably B minus. You can set it with Soa, but it's not as. So you can play Soa in a machine deck. So for example in Orcus, it deals burn damage. It's kind of cool. Scrap is another like Orcus support we got. Basically, when a machine is destroyed. Yeah, Scrap Garage. Place a machine monster you control destroy by battle card effect. Target up to 3 machine monsters in your graveyard to special summon them, but the attack is changed to 0. This guy is a little bit nuts, but it's a little bit conditional as well. The way Orcus doesn't have like effects to pop themselves, so you're never triggering Scrap Garage. You could maybe play High Rate Draw, but why would you do that? There are other cards with a similar idea, like some more legacy cards that can summon you a lot of machines from your graveyard, and you don't care about the attack reduction because you just summon them and then you use them for material. It's a cool card, but unfortunately, I cannot justify being higher than this. It's probably better. Like these two cards are good, they're just good, but they don't have a place. Well, they're a little bit mediocre. These cards just don't have anything to do in the format. Oh, I want to talk about some of these cards. Okay, let's talk about the Argo Star. We got these trap cards that when they came into the format, I would say they're probably a D. Nowadays, thanks to the existence of Stone Tour, I think they're now C tier, You can play them in maybe a very good stuff deck, or in an Infernoble deck for the protection effects, and maybe combine them even with the Anguish pattern, so you have multiple pops. It's neat. I think it's very specific. I don't think it's worth to look much into them. Like they're nice, they're really good in draft if you pull Anguish pattern. So we got also some of the Asamina cards. Let me see if I can remember them. We got Queen, we got this guy, and then we got the Fusion. Where's the fusion guy? I will find it eventually. When we find it, I will talk about it. So, Queen Asamina is part of the sinful spoil cards that we got. It's not good. I'm sorry, the card is not good. I want it to be good, but the card is super uber specific. It's a level 8 body that triggers when it's sent to the graveyard by a or banished by a card effect. You get to spell summon it, and then it has a bonus effect when an Asamina wait for it destroys opponent. You can turn it useful. Honestly, it's not a C tier. It's a C tier. It's seen play in Fluffle piles, rank 8 Fluffle piles. The card is a level 8 body after all. It's discard for it. I just wish it did more. And most of the time, if you're playing like an Asamina engine, you're not playing her. But speaking of Asamina engine, here we have the trap spell. This is the trap card that summons basically Eclipse Soul, which I cannot for where here it is. You basically this is your payoff. You shuffle back the trap card that is a Book of Moon. Um, I cannot for the life of me tell you where is it right now. But the payoff is nice. There was a time where it was seeing experimentation in Mill because you will set the card to the graveyard to then set it up. It's in playing in Labyrinth. Unfortunately, it's just too specific and it's probably not worth playing. So probably these cards also are C. They're probably C tier as well. But I think they're good. But again, they feel a very specific niche. You know, you need to fulfill the niche. Otherwise, they are not worth playing. Okay. We can talk about Kochobo. I love Kochobo. This is one of my favorite cards. When it came out, I mostly like their her design though. Basically targets a machine to special summon herself, and then copies the level. So it's good for with scrap recycle to make a rank 3 immediately. It's good in machine decks to go for 5 or 3. I think even a 7 or a 10. It locks you into machines, but that's not a huge issue. You gotta play around correctly. It's not a retroactive lock, so it makes it not. I think it fits well there. It didn't introduce something super brilliant to the format. It's just a nice card. It's a solid one of that you want to play. The Anubis Trap card, it hasn't seen enough play, so I cannot rate it. On paper, it's a good card because it's a counter trap, but I have no data on it. So far I'm gonna put in B minus because it's a trap card. That's the thing. It's a counter trap. I think probably a B minus at least. I'm gonna stop ignoring the elephant in the room. Let's talk about these three motherfuckers. These cards are wonderful. These cards immediately going in S plus because these guys changed everything when they came out. If you know something about NR, you know that Color Shark is insane. Like this card, like reach that is constructed to destroy the NR format. At the time it came out, it was kind of cool because it basically allowed like water pilots. And this card, gives you recursion, protection. You needed to play super mega aggro to just kill this type of piles on the spot because otherwise they were just gonna keep looping Laundry Dragon Maid, Kasira Ogre, even the Water Time Lord that is a spell and back row. Their good stuff was good at the time because it was a deck that could abuse Color Shark while also playing around Color Shark. A little insane. This card is a Pokemon TCG set. Dark Necromancer is everything that Pentacle ever want. It's a one card starter that recycles your stuff, and it's currently FTK, so that's fun. And Luna like Silverhound, it's a card that basically replaces Perfume. For those who don't know, Perfume is banned in the format. So you got Silverhound, which locks the target into fusions, but you're playing Luna like you're just killing them. It doesn't lock you for the whole turn. It only locks the turn. Oh my god! It only locks you the monster that you summon is face up. So fun fact, you can play it as an engine actually. Like you could go Lunalight, summon Kaleido Chick sends Yellow Barrel. You bounce the Kaleido Chick, and then you summon Kaleido Chick, you send a fusion, and now you have a spell trap negate and two bodies with that you can do anything you want. It's kinda neat. It doesn't see enough experimentation, but it is there. It's an option. But they're definitely great. These are like super good cards that make sure they flip the table of the format. Like these cards integrated really well in the format. This card became the format. Like these cards became the format, and I think Sun and Swamp will come back. Just because the reason I'm gonna put it there, but these cards became the format. We can talk a little bit quickly about uh, these guys. Don't play him. It's not good. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but these cards, whatever. These cards are generally whatever. You can play them, but the reptile lock is a little bit rough, honestly. Even if you're playing like a dedicated Ragnarok deck. I don't remember what the fuck is this card. I think it's the trap that. Let me check. Yeah, Great Purification. Yeah, Great Purification is a decent card. It's a decent card. I got Curse Stomp today, but that card, so I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a good card. It's a little bit specific, but it's really powerful in the deck that is C's place. I'm gonna put it in like V minus, because it's a little bit more generic than these cards and definitely more powerful than some of these cards. Ooh, this is a good one. Diddy Pose. Do I think Diddy Pose is the end of BO? Uh, I never had a problem with Diddy Pose. The problem really came out when it starts stacking with each other. So it kind of became the meta, but not really. It's a good card. It's definitely a good card. But I always think I underestimated it when I rate it. Right now it's at one, so it has to be like in on the S tier. Um, but yeah, no, the card is good. The card is good. I'm gonna leave it there in like S tier. Trap cards are really good in this format, and the attack boost is huge for Mutant, which at the time they were playing the floodgate monsters. Now they're done because they're banned, but not bad. Oh yeah, you're probably also going in D tier. I'm sorry. The battle was card gonna put in D tier. D tier is cards that I haven't seen playing, and they're probably never gonna see play. I'm sorry. Uh, this this card is the potential man. These cards are all like potential man of the format. This card's so play, so I have to put a little like B minus. This guy recycles aquas, and this guy searches that. It makes you water monsters untargetable as well, but it's a little bit difficult to summon it turn one, which is the turn that you wanted. And this card is actually not that bad. This card basically is a trap card that draws cards equal to the number of certain aqua, fish, sea serpent monsters, and it revives a monster. This guy is actually good. This guy is better than Neptunes. um, I'm gonna make a controversial thing. I'm gonna put it in D. I'm gonna put it at top, and I'm gonna leave these two cards here because this card has seen play and this card is better because it's a quick spell, which is funny in this format. It's easy to search quick play, so a quick spell. So if a quick spell is really powerful, it is worth playing. I love this card. Trap card is a card that I fucking love, but I cannot put it above C. So I'm gonna reflect my bias. I'm gonna put it here on C tier. It's a neat trap card. It resets a trap when it battles. It does something about protection. I don't remember actually the effects, but I like it. Oops. So yeah, after damage card, it destroys, it resets it, and it replaces the trap will be destroyed. You can banish this card. So it's a neat. It's neat. It's technically good in Infernoble as a one of that you can search with Roland. But the thing is, you wanna search with Roland on your opponent's turn, so you can use it during your turn, not vice versa. So it has its in play, unfortunately. There are better cards that Infernoble can play instead of a one-off gimmick, a quick spell. Yeah, you go down here. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Uh, I have no opinions on this card. This card is cool. Uh, I I want to say feel free to try any of these cards if you want to. Because some of these cards are definitely they have some value definitely. Um, it just might, you know, maybe we don't see the potential, or maybe you just want to play for fun. In which case, go ahead, you can play them. Well, I'm not anyone. I'm not someone in a good soldier. You can do whatever you want. So we're approaching the end. Actually, we're gonna go a little bit faster. You know. Ooh, I think this is the best chance to talk about these cards. Let me see. I think this is time. Okay, let's talk about the Eric Mister cards. These cards are great. The Eric Mister XC monster that we got is great in the ritual decks that it sees play. Even in Bendred, this combination of cards allow Bendred to FTK right now. Now, granted, FTKs are now banned in the Japanese format, so it hasn't seen much play. But these cards are overall really good. They search like extra disruption. They added extra gas. Like Ignister was a powerful deck already, and the boost was really good. So this is how I'm gonna rate them. My guy, you're gonna go into S minus. I think this guy is really good. The trap card sidekick is also really good as well. I'm gonna put it in A plus, because it fits really well. Like this card is already good, but you play because of the him. Okay? And actually, this guy hasn't seen much play, but it's a good card. So I'm gonna put it here. You know, it's probably worse. Very specific though. But it's a level 7. Like it's not bad. But at Ignister, I'm gonna leave it there for the moment. Fire of Atlantis, one of the bangers, one of the goats of the format. This guy is really cool. Basically, cycles a fire to draw a card, or discards a water to pop. This card is really cool. It's a return of an old trap card and has the bonus effect of banishing itself to the graveyard when you control no monsters to special summon a level 7 or 8 fire or water monster, which is great. Um, it's a sick card. It's good in like Fire King Prayer Plant, also known as Swamp Fire. Terran Atlantis appreciates this because he also got a really cool card. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this guy. This guy is really good. Like it can take control of the game instantly. It's like Kashira. It's like the better Kashira Ogre for water decks because on someone bounces a card and it can foolish a copy of itself, or it can send a normal monster, which is get support from Primal Hell. So there's synergy. Really good cards overall. These cards are sometimes a nightmare to deal with. If you're playing specific towers decks where you leave a guy with destruction and battle protection, and you get cooked very easily by this guy. It's neat. I'm gonna leave it in A plus. Now, this is another really cool card. You know, a Batman. Batman is not bad, honestly. The probably hasn't seen much play after a while. Batman can basically be someone with Dark Fusion, so we're gonna analyze these two cards alongside. Batman Dark Fusion. Let's start with shuffles back materials from the graveyard or banishment, which is already great. To special summon him. Basically, Batman says the materials. I think it's better to show it the dark. So it must be special summon with Dark Fusion using a fiend monster and a water monster. A monster your opponent control lose attack equal to the total attack stat. It can double attack and it would leave the can summon a water or fiend monster. So this card is a nuke. It's a boss of itself. So you can use Dark Fusion as your whole game plan. You can also use it like as a generic card in for novel just to cheat out a big guy because there are very easy ways to fill up a dark monster. And what on Famous are not left behind. Earthbound is a very common engine in for novel to one card summon Roland because they set up a Synchro 5. So Fainted a Warrior, there you go. You got Batman. These cards are great. Honestly, I like them. I wish they see more play. Because I think they are really cool overall. I think they deserve the A minus spot because Red Lotus, maybe where aren't in this space. I'm gonna dump it down. Keep it down. You know, these are the these are the trifecta of the good Infernoble cards, but you have to go above 40. You know, we can talk really quick about Toriado. Where's Toriado? No. I didn't even finish the zombie. Okay, let's look quickly. This card is good. Basically, Curse of the Turtle is a legacy card that we got in R, and it's basically banishes a zombie monster to to send to the graveyard a zombie monster, and then when a zombie is destroyed, you can summon a zombie. So it's like Pyramid Turtle on the graveyard. It's a neat card. It's a really good card, but it's also very specific. It's kind of in the same position as these two spell cards, which are powerful but very specific to each deck. I will. You know what? This guy is also powerful but specific to a deck, so I'm gonna put them here. They seem to share a good place with each other. I will say that you are definitely a C tier card, unfortunately. And Muting in the Sky. Like, don't get me wrong, these are good cards. But there's not the development of a fusion deck. Taking advantage of it hasn't come to full fruition. There has been experimentation and it's been really good, but until there's like actual results, it's gonna be left behind a little bit. What is sounding? Oh, we can talk a little bit quickly about Tester. Okay, we can talk about the other Jogura. Jogura, unfortunately, is very specific, but I don't think is bad. I think it's a B minus card. This card is a new extra deck that requires a rock monster to be summoned, and it basically is a link tree that any deck can summon that pops a monster. The problem is that it doesn't get above the threshold of very important targets that you probably want to pop like a Shiva Ogre. It gets up to 230, and you would like to get it to 280. So you have it's more dedicated than to rock structures, but then Magnet Warrior hasn't been good in a while, so it's left in this strange place where it's a good card on paper, but it's not the place right now. Like that's what I'm gonna leave it in B because it's still a card that is decent, is powerful, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know what is this card. I don't know what is this card, so I'm gonna leave it there. Um, we can talk about the Mimic card. So these are cool. These are cool. So you got like a Warrior Extender, a Beast Extender, and the Trap card. And the Trap card is good. It hasn't been played in a while because it competes with space with other background that you wanna play. Like it competes with space with Flame Sword Stance. And Flame Sword Stance only requires you your extra deck to play me. Well, this asks you for your main deck. That said, it's in play. They have seen play. Do you play the Beast and the Trap card in Trap Brigade or the Warrior and the Trap card in normal Warriors slot? So the Trap card is actually good. It's just very specific. But for that reason, I'm gonna put them in A minus, and then you're going to D because you're an actual detriment. You're super bad, and then I'm putting the Warrior here because the Trap card is the reason you play them. That's about it. What else? Ripple is fine. Revolver is fine. It's a new extra that guy, which is always good. It has some interesting applications. Uh, But due to a reason it's an extra deck, I think it holds more power than some of these guys, you know? Ignoring you. So these two cards came in the water support deck. This is a continuous spell that summons a water monster from your graveyard, but it's to the end. So on field, summons is a spell that targets a water monster to summon it, and during the graveyard targets a non-water monster to summon it, or something like that. It's a cool thematic card, but it hasn't been played in a while. It's also very specific, but it comes to a point, you know. I would say they're still in the same space, but unlike these two, this card never sees play when it could see play. And this card hasn't seen play in a while. Damn it. I'm gonna put it here because the card still holds power, but due to the ban of Laundry, yeah, that's exactly the problem. Laundry Dragomir was banned, and that was like the best water monster the deck could play, so without it, the deck loses steam. But I think overall, it was a good addition to the format. I would say it was even meta changing, but it would feel weird to put it so high. Oh, Wicked Serpent, my beloved. This card, this card is unfortunately not good. I love Wicked Serpent. It's technically good in Plan because it can get rid of a lot of stuff. Here, let me show you. Trigger a Dark Monster from your hand or field to special summon it, so you can get rid of your Orcus monsters from your hand, and it's a level 7. And then when this guy is destroyed by battle, you can target one monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard, and get a special summon. So, in theory, if your monster controls a Castillo Ogre and a big field, you can go attack, target any other monster, special summon it, send it to the graveyard, and then repeat the process until you clear most of the opponent's field. Like that, this card is crazy, but it's such a dynamic target, and it's a weird card to play. This card is very specific, but it also that the format is not favorable to it right now. But this card is, I think, good. This is my copium card. This is the card that I cope the most. You know, whenever I don't play a lot of dark decks in the format, whenever I do, I always think about it. Maybe this is the time I'm gonna play Wicked Serpent. Uh, oof. This card is Battle Guards Echoes. Basically, it's a continuous spell that on someone searches a level 5 Earth Warrior and then discards a card. And then when a monster tags out, it gets to set a card. It's not pretty, you know, like you play it in certain decks, but you don't like it just for the minus. And it doesn't set good cards, like you got Battle Guard Rage and Battle Guard Howling. So most of the time you don't even bother with this. So what you end up is just a continuous spell that is weak to Dynamo issues. Your Road is weak to MST. You know? I can't put it above. See, maybe my D. Maybe my D. This guy sucks. But it serves a niche, it serves a purpose. Um Oh, there's a lot of cards I want to talk. I want to talk about the Dracotel cards together. Let's talk about Break the Seal. This guy is neat. Break the Seal is neat. It's a continuous spell that sets itself. It sets another copy of it and then it searches the forbidden cards. That effect is not that good, but the fact that it's an infinite conga line of trap cards means that you can pair it up with True Draco and Magical Broker as well. And for those who don't know what Magical Broker is, it's this really cool card that basically, you control a continuous spell trap card, is indestructible by battle card effects, and then you put it so you can set a face up continuous to draw a card. So it's an engine of it itself, and True Draco honestly plays it, mostly because in the past you could pair this up with cards like the True Draco Heritage or Scrap Raider, etc. Yeah? So it could also get rid of your floodgates, but that's more the power of Magical Broker. Break the Seal, in of itself, is not a real powerful card, but the cards that exist around Break the Seal are not bad. I think for that reason I'm gonna put it in C tier. Like this card, has shown his prowess. This card is actually kind of cool. Honestly, I'm gonna put it in B-. This card is the worst of the C, but this card I think it's easier to put in a deck and say, yeah, I'm gonna play this because my deck can enable it. Unlike some other cards. I wish I wanna put this package higher now with that logic. But moving on. We got some. Oh yeah, the psychic support. The psychic support is kind of cool. You know, we didn't got psychic processor in this year. I would put it psychic processor in like A minus or B. But these cards are not bad. So let's talk. Crossmine Archfiend is an extra monster that is a level 8 but requires a psychic. So that already kneecaps it a lot. I'm gonna put it in B minus because everyone got super excited about it. But it is easier to enable. It's a card that's easy to enable, honestly. You can play the Soulbone engine. I'm pretty sure that you can summon it in BW somehow. It's not a bad card. Like it is a damage step modulator, and honestly, that's all you need. Or sometimes you just need to get over a really big stupid guy. This card is also not bad. It discards to summon a level 4 or lower psychic, and you can banish a second monster with grace to summon a level 6. I will argue this card is better than Crossbone Archfiend, but it hasn't seen play, so I really can't justify it, putting much further than maybe a bit. Like, somewhere like here. But this card is good. This card is also not bad, but we just got in these cards. The new cards, Dark Necromancer and Lunar Lighthouse, has taken hold of the spotlight, which means that we haven't seen much utility from the Psychic cards, which makes it very weird because they're objectively good, but they haven't seen play as much. Like this, we saw a little bit of play of the Psychic card to summon Dark Lady or the Castira Ogre, but that's about it. Hmm. What am I listening to? Honestly, my goat. I'm gonna put this guy striker too. Call me corny, I don't care. Um, what else? What else we got here? Uh, I would say this card is good. It just haven't had its time to shine. I'll probably have to recommend a lot of these cards. Oh boy, I'm gonna get fucking cooked in the server. Um, I think this card is really powerful. But it's a spell. It's a quick play spell. It's a specific to typing. Ooh, and you already need to at least put a monster. Spell traps are not super favorable in this format. They have to be super good for it to be played. For that reason, I think I'm gonna put it in B. I think all the psychic monsters are gonna go in B. Like these cards are fine, but you're gonna go down because you're also super specific. Okay, let's move on. Ice Doll. Ice Doll is fine. It hasn't had its time to shine, but it's technically a good card. I'm gonna put it in C tier for that reason. It's technically a good card that has a niche and will have its time to shine once, you know? And that's like the C tier category, as I explained. Uh, I will argue that this card is kind of cool, it's super interesting. I don't remember the name of it right now, but basically places a monster from your deck in your back row and then it gives the choice to the opponent to summon it or not. These are different effects that happen during standby. So one standby you put it, you place it there, and during the other standby your opponent can choose to summon it or not. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You can build a deck around it, but what deck? How it does it look like? That's where the question comes around. So I don't have a real answer for you because this is a very gimmicky card. For that reason, I think I'm gonna put it in. It has to go in D, unfortunately. But it's a really cool card. Oh, I remember we got like a plant, the plant pack. Wow, the plant was great. I don't remember what newbie does. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to newbie fans. Cracker Court saw play for a little bit because Hunters were because it's a 25 thick boy. It's like it has a 25 booty, and it protects and it gains attack. It starts from level. It just stops in play because I think everyone realizes that the card's a little bit mid overall. I really like Krakakul. Uh, People still play it. Like I've seen Fluffle, I think, from what I remember, once he showed a black build, he was still playing this. But it's really definitely not a popular card. So to see it goes, because at least it's so play and test, and it survived a little bit of time. No walls. Oh, this card changed everything for a while. Walls is great. It's one of is probably one of the very controversial cards in the format because there were some players at the start that hated it. But then, well, basically, it made insects, plants, and reptiles like have infinite grind. Because it recycles when discarding the graveyard during your end phase, recycles two cards from graveyard or vanish to set it. And if you control Ragnarok a monster, which we have Selene Snapper, we get to eat the graveyard. This card is insane. It's really good. It deserves the S plus, I think, because it basically made plants and insects so fucking scary in the format. Like, oh my god. Like, they're also make them fucking obnoxious. This zombie card is cool. These are some of the zombie cards that we got alongside Dark Necromancer. And let me tell you, I don't think I care much about it. Uh I'm gonna put it in C for triple stackers, who is a C word, if you know what I mean. But the other guy's gonna put in D. I don't know much about it, I'm sorry. Tsurupuru! Tsurupuru! Okay, this card should technically be a C because it's so played while Color Shark was legal. But after Color Shark disappeared from the format, this guy fucking died. I don't think there's hope in we seeing him again. But this card basically works like Tiamaton, pops a card you control, and then destroys cards in your opponent's side of the column, the same column. It's a cool card, but it only worked when Koreshark was legal. Koreshark disappeared from the format because we had to ban it. Therefore, Tsurupuru died. It's a cool card. Technically it's in C tier, but no, this card will never see play ever again. Um, oh my god. Let's see what else we have. The Nubels. Nubel, this was a good card for Nubels. I don't know much about Nobels, but this card was a good card for Nobels. Uh, I don't know where to put it though, so I'm gonna start cutting ends right now. We can talk about. This guy is really cool. He's AFD. This guy's AFD. Pops a car, ads, and honestly, there is use for this card. Specifically, there's use for it in FA. This card is insanely powerful in FA. If you open this card and field spell in FA, you feel unstoppable. Unstoppable. You can also play this card like as a weird terraforming because if you open this at a field spell that is engine requirement, you can pop and your field spell to then get to boss stage and play a boss stage engine. This card is cool. It was a little bit overhyped though, but it's really powerful. For that reason, I think it's the best spot of A minus because it's really specific and it's super powerful. And when it sees play, it's like it's deserved to be here. Like it's nice. So, this is I'm gonna put this card. It's a normal. It's a card that you can search with the material reactors, and it's a pendulum scale. So, from one of my friends, Calapa, like plays this card and says that it's cool. Like it's cool that we got it. And honestly, I believe in them. I believe in Calapa. I believe in my friend. I'm gonna put in A plus. Probably one of the coolest normals we got. Broomy. Broomy's it's a little bit rough. I'm tempted to put Broomy in C tier because it can see play in in Cody, and in Metaphase. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Man, I'm gonna put you in D tier. More like booty. Different Dimension is a super cool card. Oh my god, this card is so cool. I'm gonna put you in S mine. No, it doesn't deserve this spot, but it's close to. Basically, these cards target us. Basically targets a set monster to banish it, and then you can flip it face out. Face up. It's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit sycamore. This card will help Team Gangle to become a tier one meta threat in the energy in our server in the boss stage. This card is insane. This card is insanely cool. For that reason, I think I'm gonna put in A minus. Just because it made that one deck really good, but unfortunately didn't make a huge splash to the whole. Like a lot of these cards, maybe not you, but a lot of these cards made a huge splash everywhere else. Like redefining the format. I think I will include you, the Attic Mister. And these cards were like good additions to the format. Like these cards like made a splash in the format, made an addition to the format, and for that reason I will have to put this card in B minus, huh? I will have to put this card in B minus. Fuck me. I got defeated by my own logic. You know, there's like solid good additions to the format. These are like cards that you might want to consider, and for that reason I have to drop Piece of Talwar. But yeah, cards that you might want to consider in the format. Um, and then you have like the niche cards that you wanna see, that you might wanna play. You know, like you might be considering to play if you can support them. But if you can't, of course, you don't. And then you have the cards that you're most likely not gonna play, unfortunately. There are some good cards here, but they're super specific on having seen tops. So without further ado, let's go to some of the last cards. The duel cards, I'm not a bit conflicted about the duel's continuous spell because I've heard it's good. I've heard it's really good. I'm gonna just copy where people have put it. In this tier list, it's in I don't see it. It's in A tier. A tier? You know what? Sure. You're going A minus because you made Nouvelles meta again in RJP. Oh, Double White hurts my soul. Double White is the most B minus card ever. Fuck, I fucking love this card. It made Armashi, it helped in Armashi, but it didn't fix any of the issues that it has, so it has to go in B minus. Fuck, I love this card. Unbreakable like C. This card is actually good, but it hasn't seen much play. But it's technically a powerful card. I'm gonna put it in B minus because he deserves to be respected. Lastly, the Tricotel cards. Dark. This is the hero support that we got in Saint Packet Darkest Night, and then we got the Monarch continues. Well, this card high moments and aura. I think it's worth to trade out. That's why I'm gonna put it on top of D. You know, um, the Dracotels. I'm gonna put Pan on the highest of the Dracotel. I'm gonna put it in D, but they both share the same place basically. But this is a fire. This is a wind dragon, which makes it a little bit more searchable than fire dragon. But they're like the same card. Um, I'll have to edit a little bit. The hero guy. It's a new body. It's a level 7 body. If you don't get worse than that, you're gonna go into C, and then we have to put one card. I think Queen Asami is the most to go down, or maybe the little guys. It's kind of tough. It's a little bit tough right now. It's probably the mirror. Mm. I think this one is a little bit arbitrary. See a D tier, it's all of personal preference. I just want to keep it a little bit consistent. Finally, Turcotel traps. Holy shit. These are like right now changing the meta. Let me. Hmm. These right now are changing the meta, like period. Uh, we can talk probably about the weakest one, but I don't think by a ton. Dragontech Flame. Dragontech Flame is a good card that unfortunately is very specific into what? Into the matchups like, for example, Vendred is good. In any matchup that uses a polymerization effect or a ritual card, it is really good. But the problem is that most of the time you're playing a best of one format, so you cannot really like tech into it. You have to like hard draw it and hope it's gonna do its job. So the other two cards, the Compulse and the DD Crows, are gonna go higher. These cards are really good. Like I think they are S minus material because they are new generic cards that are adding so much to the format. And Draco the Flame is actually gonna go into A minus. I'm gonna put you in A minus, buddy. Yeah. With this, that's the tier. Ignore the card at the top, okay? Ignore my beautiful queen. Ignore her. She just woke up. And if I had to move stuff a little bit, maybe we leave the bank cards on the on S tier. We put you here, we put you down here. Because these cards are still legal and these cards receive a hit on the list, and then we go down. You know, but I think overall, this was a really huge year for NR. Very important. We got a lot of new people. Like a lot of us started channels, etc. So thank you very much. Without much else to say, take care.